Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I kind of have like a vloggy type video today, but the main topic I really want to discuss is why I'm not bulking. I have a very big love-hate relationship with bulking, and I want to talk about it. And I'm also going to take you through like a little vlog. We've got some things to do. It's actually 2 p.m. in the afternoon and I've not had breakfast yet. So I am ravenous. I want to eat. I've just not been very hungry in the morning recently. Like maybe it's the season, maybe it's the weather. But I wake up and like the thought of having eggs on toast makes me feel a little bit sick, and I have to just wait a few hours. So I almost kind of intermittent fast, but without meaning to. I will actually have a coffee first thing in the morning, and then I'll just wait until I'm actually hungry. I find that I've actually been eating way better almost, because I am eating very intuitively right now and I'm really listening to my body, and when I'm not hungry I won't eat, and that is okay. I think we've got to dispel this rumor that like you have to eat even if you're not hungry whatsoever. I actually saw a reel of this girl on Instagram basically being like, yeah, you eat intuitively, but you never ever skip breakfast, lunch and dinner. I'm like, well, that's not eating intuitively. I don't think that's the definition of the word. In this video, I am gonna just basically walk you through exactly why I'm not gonna be bulking this year. Sort of run you through and update you on the whole thing. And I do have some very new thoughts when it comes to fasting and gaining muscle and also staying lean. And I just have a huge, not new perspective on it, but a different perspective to the one I had last year. So I just wanted to update you and catch up, and I've missed you guys. It's been, what, 3 weeks since I've uploaded, so hello, I'm back. Also, I am in my pajamas at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I do realise how that looks. Thing is though, I can appreciate pajamas so much. I feel put together, I feel really cute and nice. We are getting in the autumn feels. This is so off topic, I promise I'll get onto bulking in a second, but I have so many Halloween decorations because we're hosting a massive Halloween party this year. I don't know if that's something that you guys would want to see. Maybe in the next like vloggy style video I could show you all, maybe decorate together. Let me know if that's something you do want to see, because I am passionate about it. I spent way too much, an extortionate amount of money on Halloween decorations, so I need to be able to show it to some people just so that it feels worth it in my head. Let's go make breakfast and then we'll have our little vulnerable chit chat, which I'm a bit scared about, to be honest, but let's go. The kitchen is actually a mess, and usually I make sure I tidy it. I'm gonna be real with you guys, I make sure I tidy it before I film, but today has just been one of those days I've been hectic, so the kitchen is a mess. So we're gonna tidy that first before making the eggs, because I promise you I am a clean person. And also I've just realized that my foundation does not match my neck, so that is just embarrassing, isn't it? I've also just realized that my jaw contour is not blended in, so that's just fantastic. I really hope that I wasn't on that Google Meets just like literally 2 different colors.
You got me feeling so young, drunk, and in love. Even when I got nothing in my cup, it's like you put a little buzz inside my blood. You're the type that lasts till the sun comes up. 2 lips, 1 hit, that's all I need. Drive me crazy, that's why I speak. Oh, don't let me slow down and sober up. I put my shoes on just to drag my feet. Another night, my friends try to drag me out. I told them last night would be the last time, but last call keeps on calling us out.
We've got 2 eggs on a little bit of toast and then a whole papaya, which I've just sliced in half. Obviously popped a bit of honey and sugar on it. Like, it's not really great to put sugar on it, but it makes it so crunchy and tastes so good. If you follow me on Bela's Fit Guide, you will know how much I rave on about how it's not good to eat bread. And it's not all bread, it's 99.9% of bread that is terrible to eat. But I found one in Morrison's which has very minimal processing, and then I also usually eat this one's called like Jason's sourdough or something, and that is like super straightforward. Like there's wheat, there's all of like the most common things, no seed oils, no like weird strange ingredients, just very like the ingredients, this is like literally this big. Those are the only types of breads that I eat. I will very extremely rarely eat like processed bread, like extremely processed bread, because all bread is processed, but ultra processed bread with like all of the nasties in it, seed oils, you know, the things I avoid. If you want to know like a whole list of things I avoid, I'll link a video down below on Bela's Fit Guide where I literally walk through like the list of ingredients that I'm just like, no. I'm not perfect with it. Like, I will 1000% have seed oils, unfortunately. If I could just completely eliminate it 100%, that would be ideal. But we're also humans in a processed world, like I always say. And if you're at a party, or if you're, you know, with friends or something like that, like, you don't want to be like the stushy girl at the you know, 6-person friend dinner being like, can you make my dinner differently? Because you need to cook it in grass-fed, organic beef dripping rather than seed oils, thank you. Like, it's just a bit like, you know, let's grow up now, it's okay. Every so often I definitely do, but when I'm at home and I can control my food very well, I do make the best decisions in those circumstances. Whereas things that are a bit more out of my control, I'm like, you know, boobies to the wind, it's fine, it's gonna be okay. It's not gonna kill me if I have it, you know, a couple of times here and there. So let's go eat this and then have a little chit chat. So let's go. Hello, I'm back. I've eaten, I've done some work, and now I just wanna have a little chit chat with you guys because I'm just laying here with Benji. I'm so sorry, waking you up. Oh, you're so sleepy today. I'm not gonna be bulking this year, and I've made the decision just because of a few factors from last year. If you guys don't know, if you're new here, last year I did a big bulk. I wanted to put on as much muscle as I could. I was kind of coming into it very, very skinny because I had been through a really, really toxic relationship like about 3 years ago now. 3.5 years ago. It's been a long time, like that's way in the past, but I went through a very, 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 you know, toxic 2-year relationship, and I ended up losing so much weight, like to the point where I don't even recognize my body back then at all. Like, I'll insert some clips here for you to see, and I always hear people saying, like, if you end up like being ridiculously overly skinny during a relationship, it's probably a bad sign, and it definitely was a bad sign. Sure, some people might be like, oh, you looked better, it looks good, but I was not healthy at all. I was not just doing, you know, planned fasting or something like that. Like, I was actually just not eating. Like, I would just not eat consistently day in, day out properly for a very long time, from like the stress and just the anxiety. And I am very much the kind of person where, like, I'll lose my appetite if I'm feeling extremely anxious and stressed. I lost all of my muscle, which I had spent ages building up, all of my glutes. Like, I was flat everywhere. Let's just put it that way. I literally lost all my chest as well, and I spent like a entire year single pretty much, and I was just like really, really, really ready to kind of come back into myself again, put back some of that weight, get my muscle back, like really start taking the gym seriously again and eating well and yada yada yada. So the first year I did like a smaller bulk, and then I leaned down a little bit, and then last year I went 10 steps ahead, and I was like, you know what, this year I want to see huge progress. I want to not just do small bulks, I want to do a big fat bulk. I wanted to, you know, really see the biggest difference in my glutes, and I did. My glutes definitely ballooned in size after that bulk. I got everything I wanted in terms of my glute gains and muscle gains from that bulk. However, I put on a lot of unwanted fat as well, and again, that is normal, that is okay. When you're gonna do a bulk, you have to expect some fat to be put on. That is just normal. However, I was extremely uncomfortable, and I even said it in that video, like that was the most uncomfortable weight I had ever been on. Not that that body was bad at all, like that body was still healthy and that body was still good, and that is by no means at all like a obese body by any means at all, but it was still a weight that I just didn't feel myself in. I just didn't feel comfortable at that weight, and it was not what I was used to at all. You have to think as well, like, it's an absolutely massive jump going from, you know, 3 years ago, it's not that big of a time span, to then being, you know, a lot heavier quite quickly. And I never ever thought I would ever struggle with that, because I've never struggled with that before. I have never been scared of weight. Like, I've never been scared to bulk or any of that, like, ever. Like, I've always been, in my head, I'm always like, it doesn't even matter if I put on weight, because I know I can get rid of it whenever I want. I know I can get lean. I know I have the capacity to do so. I have the good habits. Like, I know I can do it like that. So that's why I never worried about putting on weight when I was bulking, because if I did, it wasn't that big of a deal, because I could easily get rid of it, you know, within a few months if I really wanted to. I can't actually remember what kg I was at. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, because it's so individual anyways. But I remember, just for me, it was above a weight that I had not been in for a very, like, maybe since I was like 17. I didn't realize that it would be so difficult to do. I really didn't, and I only figured that out once I was in like the depths of it. Like, still kept pushing on because I had a goal and I was determined to meet it, and I don't regret going, you know, getting to my goal at all. But still, what is that mental block being like, oh my god, you're gonna be at this weight forever, you're just gonna get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier, and you're never gonna be able to lose the fat ever again. Like, that's the kind of panic that was like setting in towards the end, which is so delusional. Like, it is actually so delusional, because I've bulked, cut, you know, body recomped, bulked again a billion gajillion times. Usually I divulge everything about my life to you guys, but I was that uncomfortable that I decided not to speak about it until I had kind of leaned down a little bit. I did decide to talk about it. It was when I posted that video, and apparently a lot of people resonated with it. Like, the amount of comments that got about people feeling the same thing, or just being able to relate to it in some aspect. I was posting it more so for me, for my own sake, because I wanted to be like, kind of conquer the fear. Does that make any sense? Even my boyfriend was like, you just look normal. Like, you just look fine. And I'm like, I don't. As much as I am really proud of myself for doing that and kind of pushing the limits to where I was comfortable, but the reason I don't want to bulk this year is because, first of all, in terms of muscle mass specifically, yes, I would still like to grow it, of course. I don't think that fight ever ends. I think that's a continuous battle for the rest of your life. But I am very content, and I don't feel like I need something as drastic anymore. And number two is that, honestly, there's so much going on this year. Like, we've got things to do in the house. There's other focuses in my life that are coming into play. Really focus on other bits of, you know, my job and my website, obviously, with my guides that have been coming out. Like, that's been taking up a lot of my time because I want to get them perfect. Obviously, we've got the fasting guide out, but we're currently in the process of doing the glute guide and the fat loss guide, which will be coming soon on the website. We're throwing probably a Christmas party, a big Halloween party, because I can finally host now that I have a house, which is like, my dreams have come true. Would I like to be leaner? Yes. Would I like bigger glutes? Yes. But I'm not desperate for those two things. And I just don't feel like being uncomfortable right now. Does this make sense? Don't want to put more fat on at the moment. I don't feel like I'm too lean either. So I feel like if I do bulk in any sort of way, I'll kind of end up being at an uncomfortable body fat percentage again, because my starting point, instead of being here, is kind of like here. It takes a lot of mental effort, thought and preparation and understanding, and it does take a mental effort to kind of, you know, eat more and then eat less and then eat more and then eat less. But enough about bulking. What I am going to be doing, so these are my goals throughout the winter until we get to probably like springtime, is I want to just body recomp. Like, I'm just gonna spend the next few months, maybe 6-7 months, just recomping and doing it at a nice, easy pace, not rushing things, just going with the flow and doing it at my own speed. If you don't know what body recomposition is, it's basically where you're losing fat but gaining muscle at the same time, which people used to say that was impossible, but it's definitely not impossible. There have been studies done to prove that it is very much possible. However, the biggest drawback to body recomping is that it will take a lot longer than bulking and cutting and bulking and cutting. I'm gonna intuitively eat, because I feel like I've done this for so long now, probably like 8 years of my life into fitness, that I have a good understanding of how much I'm eating and how much protein and what I'm doing. Just listening to my body. Like, today I didn't eat breakfast until 2 p.m. and that's okay, because I'm not trying to get lean. but I'm not trying to put on weight. Some days I'm gonna eat less, some days I'm gonna eat more. It'll probably balance itself out to very much a maintenance calorie weight, which is when I eat intuitively, my weight doesn't really go up or down. I just sort of stay wherever I'm at. Eating healthy, of course, still. All of the things that I do in terms of like health food and going and exercising, I do that regardless of the results because it's good for you. It will make me live longer. It will make my skin less wrinkly. It will, you know, help you in so many ways other than just giving you a butt or abs. Like there's so much more to it. So even when like I don't have huge gym goals, I still try and keep my diet relatively clean. Slowly decreasing my fat percentage, slowly increasing muscle mass. It will definitely take a lot longer than bulking and cutting, but again, like I said, I'm not in a rush. Sometimes you hit the extreme goal, which I did last year, and now I'm balancing that out a little bit because it's not just about chasing one extreme goal to the next extreme goal. Life is a sequence of just like ins and outs and cycles, and this is getting way too deep for a fitness chat, so yeah, that is pretty much it. I don't know why I'm craving this so badly. Dates with like melted chocolate over the top and maybe some like Nutella or peanut butter in there, popped into the freezer, and then like, oh, I'm probably gonna make those tonight for me and Reese. He's probably gonna be back home soon actually, because I usually cook us dinner because he is the worst cook I've ever seen in my life. His food is not edible. And I always thought to myself, like, I'm never gonna be the girl that just, you know, is always in the kitchen, but I am happy to cook knowing his cooking. Like, I cannot eat that stuff, and we've got good compromise going on. Like, it's quite a nice balance because I'll cook and he'll do all of the cleaning after.
Several days later.
I guess I have some explaining to do. Don't I, Milo? Yes. This was definitely not planned, and definitely not supposed to be in this YouTube video. We've got a puppy, and I'm sure you guys have seen it maybe on my Instagram stories, but midway through this sort of fitness vlog, we decided to get a puppy, and we did. So this vlog was actually meant to go up last week, but it got heavily interrupted because of this little one. Thought I'd just show you him anyways, include him in the vlog, why not? It does completely throw my fitness goals out the window for the next few weeks, I'm not gonna lie, because this little guy needs a lot of attention and affection. He needs to be let out to pee every hour, so definitely my whole day has become puppy caring. A few of you have asked where's Benji, and basically Benji has been living with my mum for about 4 years now. It's basically her dog at this point because she will not allow me to have him back. She is so attached to Benji, like I can't even describe it. When I first got Benji, I was living in an apartment building. I just felt really guilty that he couldn't go out to pee just easily. It was just in a city as well, and I just felt like I felt really guilty about it. So my mum was looking after him because she's got like a garden and like a big house, just until I was able to also get a house and a garden. But now that I do, she won't give him back. So we decided to get Milo because Reese has always wanted a dog as well. Ow! Ow! He's like a little piranha. Such a huge change, and I don't think I can continue this vlog without mentioning it and speaking on it. So here's Milo. He's gonna be with us full time from now on. Still gonna have Benji over all the time, and that's why he's always in my videos and stuff, because we do look after him all the time. And if my mum like needs to go do something, it's her like emotional support dog at this point, so I feel a bit mean like ripping him away from her. The last few days since he's been here, I definitely have not eaten good at all. We did Chinese takeout 2 nights in a row, then a ready meal last night. This week coming up, I'm still going to be trying to eat as healthy as I can. Some easier, quicker recipe meals that are still healthy and still yummy. I'm going to show you maybe 1 or 2 of them tonight and tomorrow, just so you can sort of see like what's an easy, quick meal that you can go to when life is hectic, very hectic, and you still need to eat healthy and you want to still keep on track and still maintain somewhat without, you know, going completely overboard and getting Chinese takeaway 4 nights in a row instead of 2. I would show you my current workout, but honestly, my current workout is the exact same as the last video that you saw. So if you want to know how I'm training right now, go to the last video I posted. I'll link it down in the description box, or I'll put a little card note thing here. That's exactly how I'm training at the moment. That exact workout. I think he's actually fully falling asleep. Oh, he's so cute. Every time he falls asleep, I do try, 90% of the time, I do try and pop him in his crate so he gets used to the fact that that's his place of rest and it's like his little, you know, bed and safe space. Oh. Okay, so for dinner, excuse my glasses, I do wear them all the time actually, but for dinner it's very simple, very easy, very quick, which is the main thing here. We are having steak. I have the fillet steak and Reese has ribeye steak, and all I've done is boiled some carrots and some corn, like little mini corn things. I don't know, they're not really like, there's not really much nutrition in corn, I'm not gonna lie to you, but they are very, very tasty with some salted butter on top, so. And then we've got some tomatoes, mushroom sauce. This is like my go-to, not even when it's just I want a quick meal, but this is just like my go-to dinner and it's so good for you. So obviously we don't have steak every single night because that would be extortionate, but we do try and have steak as much as possible without spending ridiculous and copious amounts of money on food. Another example of like a really quick, easy dinner that we might have is like a rice kind of fish risotto type of thing. I just put in shrimp, salmon, sea bass, or literally whatever you want to put in, mussels, literally whatever you kind of fancy. You can make this into a pasta or a rice dish. I just fill it with like Philadelphia, but the lighter version, so it's not as caloric. And it turns into like the most delicious little creamy risotto ever, and that's like my other very quick go-to meal. You can also throw like the salmon and stuff into the air fryer and then just put it in, forget about it, take it out, mix it all together, boom, it's ready. I'm also gonna make some desserts, which I haven't made in a while. It's basically dates with dark chocolate and then we're gonna freeze them. Let's get cooking dinner and then dessert.
Hey, yeah, got the sun up on my face. I think I need a little break. Sun up on my face, someone fill up my drink. Need a couple milli just to fill up my bank. I only need 20 just to fill up this tank. So let's ride around town like nobody else around. Really can't lie, lately I've been on the way. So I need a little boat just to fill up this lake.
I just basically folded that whole baking paper up like this. It looks like a little sack of shit. But it's fine because it's the taste that matters, you know. Oh, this little guy needs loads of attention and we need to go give him some love. Reese has just been feeding him and stuff like that while I've been making dinner. I'm going to clock off now because this little monkey needs some love. Sorry about the scatteredness of this vlog. It's been up and down and then suddenly halfway through a little pupper appeared in the middle of the vlog very unexpectedly, so, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. I'm going to clock off now. What are you eating?
Cheesecake.
Everyone have a lovely night and and we're going to probably watch some movies for a little bit, do some work, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video. And again, for the third time now, I am so sorry about the absolute mess that this video ended up being. He's a bit sleepy now, so I'm going to put him to bed, watch a few movies, and I'll see you all in the next YouTube video. Goodbye. Bye bye.